Podcast.
Yo, what's up? Welcome to the Above Limits Podcast. This is Olympus Mons. I had to make this video. This is the first day that I've heard of this woman, Loomer. She handcuffed herself in protest to, I guess, the headquarters of Facebook or someplace for, not Facebook, Twitter. And she did that in protest because her account was banned. Now I watched the whole hour-long video that whatever was posted on her YouTube channel of the protest, and I saw a lot of different things. I saw a woman who feels strongly enough to protest something that she feels strongly about, that her account was banned off Twitter, that she feels silenced, oppressed in some way, and wants to make her voice heard in some type of civil disobedience and protest, which is fine. I mean, the one thing she was talking about a lot is her being a Jewish woman. I have no problem with her talking about her being a Jewish woman. I've actually, some people that I follow, were criticizing, that I like, I'm fans of, were criticizing her using that she's a Jewish woman to make this something bigger than what it is, because, as a victim, blah, 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 blame the Jew, you know what I'm saying, type of situation. But that's what happens when you can say whatever you want when you're the one that started this protest. I mean, there's a greater good here, because Twitter is banning, silencing people. I call it Thanosing people off of their platform, and so are all the other tech giants, and PayPal and Stripe. That's the way these internet companies do commerce and get paid, is through these places, and websites like Gab, where we're deplatformed. It's an alternative to Twitter, where you can speak freely. They were deplatformed because they couldn't process money and they couldn't use PayPal. So these companies are working in partnership with each other. That is happening. I mean, we saw this when Alex Jones was taken off the air. First, it started with Apple. Then it was Facebook. Then it was Spotify. Then it was the other monopoly. They just off the air, and now YouTube. We no longer on YouTube. Alex Jones, and going back to this woman, when you start this protest, you can say whatever you want. And actually, I started to get that listening, some of what the people that I follow were saying was starting to come into my psyche and stuff. So I started looking into it. This is the first time I've ever seen this woman's YouTube channel. So I went and started looking at what she was about. And basically, she's like, she's in all opinion, my opinion, she's a journalist. She's part of the media. She goes up to people and basically does the same thing Jim Acosta does, Jim Acosta supposedly has to have a constitutional right to be able to heckle the president live during his press conferences, and can interrupt and disrupt, not give up a microphone, ask these inflammatory questions while the president's trying to do official presidential business, and hold conferences to let the people know what's going on, what he's doing to affect policy. And Jim Acosta has a First Amendment right. Well, it wasn't First Amendment. He has a due process right, where they can't tell him that he's no longer allowed in the press pool for presidential conferences, etc. But this woman does the same thing Jim Acosta does. She probably better at it. She goes up to people and makes them uncomfortable and makes them ask them the hard hitting questions. That's the same thing that Alex Jones did to Marco Rubio and the CNN guy that got Alex Jones banned from Twitter. Uh, he confronted people that were trying to silence him, that were trying to get him off the internet. And they succeeded. They succeeded, and they're nobody's addressing these issues. And this woman, well, let me let you in on something for me. I personally, I've had my Twitter account for 7 years, and I was suspended uh, about 3 weeks ago because of an argument that I had on Bill Maher's Twitter feed. Somebody that just, Bill Maher being a shill for Hillary, and all his followers just polishing his balls, and I went and I said what I felt. Your account suspended, and I have to go and write. The instructions are like, if you feel like you were suspended for such and such reasons, like your account was compromised, or they think somebody hacked into you, or you were intimidating or some type of behavior. So like if you feel like you haven't, you didn't commit that type of behavior, that you can what is it, appeal the suspension by following this link. I followed the link. I basically had to, like a child, apologize, and said I was speaking from the heart. I was speaking from emotion, and I don't want I won't ever happen again. You had to grovel to get your Twitter account back, and I did not. And I'm having to use another one, and it's kind of messed up my whole way I gather information. Now I have to start over on a different account. And I don't even have that many people that follow me. That's okay, but I don't have that many people that I follow the people that I like, that I want to follow. I'm not just adding anybody, you know what I mean? But I could not imagine being a person like this woman who has a voice. I mean, literally, when you got people listening to you, which I don't really have that many people listening to me, but when you have a woman like this, or anybody that has put time, and it's like their baby, they've put time and effort into gathering a following. And I believe that this type of thing is part of God's plan for you. It's like you're supposed to get people to believe how you believe. Like you'll get blessings off of that. If you're a good person and you're teaching, you're a teacher, teaching people how life is, and etc. You know what I mean? You'll receive blessings from it. And I would hate to. I mean, I didn't have that many followers, and it wasn't really about followers. It was about how I gather information. And my account's suspended, and I can't use it, and it's a bummer for me. Um, it would suck to be a person that has a voice, and because of the way they lean politically, they're silenced because of it. Now go back to the criticism of this woman. I don't know anything about the drama. Somebody saying that she's silenced people before and got them banned. I know nothing of that. All I know is that this woman chained herself, or handcuffed herself to this building, Twitter, and it's going to have an effect on people. It's trending. People are talking about it, and people that care are talking about it. And I wish more people should be chaining themselves to Twitter's building and protest, because these tech giants, uh, are doing what they accused Russia of doing. Basically, only one side is able to voice its opinion. This is calculated. This is how you win a war. This is how you win an info war. When you are only allowing certain people to speak, and then the rest of them have to sit back. If not, then you get your account banned, like me and like her and like everybody else that's had their account banned. And one thing about one thing something that I've thought of is that who's anti-Trump? If you want to think of like who's the new world order, who's the global threat to humanity, you know, you have to you have to look at who that is, okay, or the deep state. Who's the deep state? You know, it's uh, the mainstream media that's anti-Trump. They talk nonstop about how Trump's this and Trump's that, and they new allegations every week and new ways of trying to get Trump out of office. And then you also have some politicians. You have operations happening within the intelligence agencies, the FBI, the CIA, the Justice Department of how they're trying to go after Trump. So you have those people there. And you also have the tech giants, which is a big because I said this. And this is the reason why Alex Jones got kicked off of YouTube and all the platforms. He was talking a lot about how Apple was in cahoots with China, how they had business deals, but also the main thing is all these companies, Google, Apple, Facebook, they are all in it, they are all setting up the future totalitarian technologies for China. Facial recognition software, uh, uh, search algorithms, you know, uh, narrowing down the people that they want to narrow down, for surveillance, for policing, for enforcement of behavioral engineering on society, their citizens. And if you think for 1 second that when it doesn't even matter if it's a Republican or a Democrat, that these companies won't use that technology on Americans, you're wrong. You're wrong. And those are the people creating AI, and it's scary. The future is scary because of that. Because these people are lying to you. These people are brainwashing a majority of people into this country to obstruct the president, to obstruct the actual way of government. They are lying to you. Okay? And they are responsible for scenes like this. They are responsible for silencing you if you've ever been silenced. And wait until it happens to you, and then we'll see about it. So I commend this woman. They say like Amy Schumer wore like a did like a photo shoot where she wore underwear, and she's a fat girl. They said that she's brave. No, this right here is brave. This right here is how you affect change. Okay, these Antifa, these liberal, these leftists who just whine and complain about things. This has an effect on people. People are listening, and Donald Trump needs to wake up. Donald Trump needs to investigate everybody that's in opposition against him, and he needs to investigate these tech giants and not let them get away with what they're getting away with. Because let's face it, what happened to Mark Zuckerberg and the all the things that happened with his testimony. I mean, that was just a big charade. Twitter did the same thing. That guy lied under oath. Nothing happened. These people are still allowed to go and gather your information and collect data on you. It's all a scam. Most people are on Facebook to cheat on their spouse. It's all a scam. It's all psychological warfare. It's all the devil. So this is Olympus Mons. If you like this video, make sure to subscribe and always keep on watching my content. Visit theabovelimitspodcast.com for whatever information you need about what I do. And we'll see you next time. This is a logical thought put into the physical form.